Episode 1147 of the Multifamily Collective. Today, let's talk about, I'm going to make a referral out to a podcast that I listened to on my commute in this morning. It's Scott Galloway, the Prof G Podcast, I think is what it's called. I'll link it up in the show notes. But Scott was talking about unlocks this morning, and the best example that I can give as it relates to the podcast, or the one that resonated with me most, and probably because it was the simplest sort of story that he told, and that is the unlock that was given to many people who would otherwise commute to work. So here in Atlanta, I live literally right back there, about 16 miles away from this office. But it takes me roughly an hour. On a bad traffic day, it's like an hour and 15 minutes to get to this office. To drive 16 miles, it takes me an hour and 15 minutes. On a good day, it's 35 minutes plus or minus, maybe 40 on a good day. And the big unlock that was gifted to us by COVID, if you can think about gifts in relation to COVID, but one of the gifts, I'm going to describe it that way, is that you had this commute time that was given back to you as an individual on two sides, right? So for me, that could be upwards of 2 hours and 30 minutes that I now have in my home around my family, or given back to me in the way of being able to reinvest that in something else, be it exercise or reading or meditating or doing yoga or something that is enriching your life in some way, shape, or form. So the big unlock in the podcast is something that is worth listening to. I think she was probably an hour and 45-minute podcast, but the unlocks that Scott goes into sort of from a very macro level and bringing it down to something that is more exercisable on a personal level, there's just so much there. And I don't do it very often. I don't refer out to podcasts. I do in my newsletter at the MultifamilyCollective.com, but I don't do it so much on this video podcast. But Scott Galloway's podcast, the Prof G Podcast, is one worth listening to. Subscribe now. I've listened to a couple of different episodes, but this particular one just really resonated with me, and I thought to share it out today because I think it would resonate with many of you, if not all of you, as well. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.